Hello, welcome back. Let's get stuck right into the final day of action here in Hildesheim. Like any EFRA championship, the competition was tough on track all day. And with a few rays of sunshine, the spectators were enjoying the show. Though the day wasn't going smoothly for everyone, Damien Thurton's car 1 received a stop and go on lap 1 of the quarter-final B, sending him from pole to last place in seconds. Though with 3 minutes to go, he made it up to 4th place, but would need to finish 3rd to make the semi-finals. Sadly, he doesn't get there. The man finishing in 3rd is Belgian bump-up king William Lefebvre, qualifying in the 8th and now up into the semis, and he sums up his day fairly simply.
It's going very well.
Quarter-final A and another on-form driver, René Poupke, working his way up from the 1 to 8 final and finishing 2nd place here to earn himself 9th on the semi-A grid. The semi-finals, where the top 14 have their first run out on track since qualifying closed and are joined by the 6 best bump-up drivers. So 20 drivers split into A and B semis, and only the fastest 10 will make it to the final. Semi B and the poleman, 2nd qualifier overall, Andreas Geiser, makes a good start. It's not hard to see why he was only 0.3 of a second behind the top qualifier. Though the man behind him on the grid, German Toni Gruber, has some problems early on. Much more dominant was red car 4 of Merlin Depter, seen here keeping the door closed on the leader. Meanwhile, off camera, Ari Manton's twisted, wrecked body shell told its own tale of his gruesome end to the championship. Disappointment also struck poleman Andreas as his slowing car looked like there was hope, then sadly coasted into the pit lane as his puzzled mechanic seemed to confirm that his weekend was over. Bad news too for Christophe Louis in a damning semi-final which fed 4 drivers to the back of the final grid. Well, looking hopeful to join them on that final grid, ahead of his semi-A was 3rd place qualifier Mirko Salemi, and feeling quietly confident.
He have a good place in for the qualifying, and he tried to go up in the final for battle to win.
How long have you been racing 8th, I see, on road cars?
He drive 5 years, and this is the first important race for him.
Well, 2nd on the grid in bright orange in this all-important semi-A, Mirko instantly piles the pressure on TQ man Lars Hope. In what looked to be an altogether faster, cleaner semi-final A. As Mirko's efforts paid off, it was clear to see that we were in for a nail-biting final. René Poupke's fantastic form continued, with him rocketing up the field from 9th on the grid to 3rd. In the closing stages, Lars returned to 1st place, with Mirko in 2nd and René in 3rd. The final. As the starter horn sounded, all cars got away well, but straight away cars 1 and 2 broke away in their own battle for the lead. With only 5 laps down, Lars seemed to be in trouble. And for reasons at this stage unknown, he parked in the grass. But with his engine still running, the marshal returned him to the track, unaware that he had lost radio control of his car. And catastrophe as car 6 of Timo Schroeder hits him at full throttle, both cars visibly wrecked. It seemed that for car 6 and the poleman, the final was over in just 1 minute and 4 seconds. Well, while both teams' mechanics set to work, this race wasn't waiting for anyone. The orange car 2 of Italian Mirko Salemi was soaring ahead, with a lap approximately every 14 seconds. The man behind him, green car 3 of René Pook, the man who looked set to be dominant, was now having problems of his own. Still, Mirko's orange machine pressed on, lapping cars 10 and car 7. Over in the pits, René's team are still frantically working on car 3 while the leader comes in for fuel. And smoothly back out into the lead again. So early on in the final, Mirko stamped his authority on the race, consistently moving ahead with good, clean laps, with his 2 main competitors far behind him in the pits. Poleman Lars Hope's team was still working on his car, and René now a long way behind the field in 8th place. 38 minutes to go. Car 4 of Tobias Hepp has a comfortable 2nd place, but doesn't look like challenging the man out front. The car 8 of Mattia Passanti is in 3rd place, with red car 9, the second out of the pit lane here, in 4th place. So with 10 minutes of the race done, Mirko is in the lead with 62 laps, from Tobias Hepp on 59 laps, from Swiss driver Mattia Passanti also on 59 laps. They enter the pit lane together, but then there's a problem for 2nd place Tobias, so Mattia makes it out of the pit first. So with Tobias dropping to 3rd, 4th place red car of Merlin Depter smells blood. Chasing down the straight, he attempts a move on the hairpin, a popular overtaking spot, but it doesn't pay off. And all of a sudden the field comes together again, but mainly with drivers hungry to unlap themselves. In the melee, Merlin finally gets the position he wants, with the white-top multicoloured car of Tobias losing time in the grass. He lets through the orange first-place machine and finds the white car 5 of Jörg Neidegger on him, ready to make his bid for 4th place. A battle breaks out for 1 lap, with Jörg waiting to take his chance, before finally on the straight they come together, and for a few seconds things look a bit shaky. Things come to a head on the hairpin again. Meanwhile, car 3 of René Pook is in trouble again. The poleman Lars Hope's mechanics have been working like crazy, and he's now back in the race. So on track at the halfway stage, car 2 of Mirko Salemi is firmly out in the lead from car 8 of Mattia Passanti from Merlin Depter's car 9, seen here. Sadly for René Pook, who fought so hard to get into the final, bumping up from the 1 to 8 final after an earlier disqualification, was having issues again. 12 minutes to go and poleman Lars Hope has worked his way up to 6th place, but is 10 laps behind the leader. 10 minutes to go and car 5 of Jörg Neidegger gets a new lease of life, moving up into 2nd place, as Tobias Hepp hits more trouble. But nothing's changed with Mirko out front. Smooth, calm, fast, and with 5 minutes to go is far out in front. And in the dying laps of the race, the top 4 cars literally have a quarter of the track each. This is how spaced out they become. But nothing can take away from Mirko. His performance for the whole 45 minutes was quietly outstanding. And ever the great sportsman, the poleman Lars Hope is the first to congratulate him. Victory for the Italian, away from home, with 2 Swiss behind him, Jörg Neidegger and Mattia Passanti.
He knows his possibility. He think his number 1 is fight with you for European Championship. When number 1 go out, he control the race and see the other drivers not push for take you. We calculated before the race, the tire was okay, the refueling was okay, the engine was okay, it's all free, all very easy.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Lars, bit of hard luck here. Tell us about your race.
I think the race was very good, but in the second round the plug is putting out, and so I crashed into the vent, and then I lost I think 10 laps or so. And then the race was over for me.
You had some rotten luck, didn't you?
Yeah, it's bad luck in the final. So first exhaust spring broke, and second my clutch went very bad. So one of my motor screws get off, and my first gear broke. And at the end, the clutch was totally damaged. So yeah, my car was really good, but all bad luck in the final.
Mattia, congratulations. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, it was a good race. I tried to just to finish the race and to be, I would say, to be clear on the track. I just did a mistake and a little bit slower on the tire change, but it's good. I'm really happy.
It was like a movie. It was like a movie. It's incredible. I'm very happy, and everything worked very well. The engine, the car, it was very okay for me.
Was it particularly tough?
No, it was easy for me. It was not very difficult, and I always tried to give my best.
Now he wanted to thank his sponsor, Max Power, and Hennessy Tire, and MLC Fuel, Samba Radio, and Mugen Seiki car.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Well, it just goes to show there's no such thing as home advantage. Stay tuned to EFRA.ws for more red hot action in the coming months.